Hi everybody! So today we are going to review linear equations. This will help you guys out whenever you are taking the common assessment for science. Two of the questions on that will have to do with linear equations, so I wanted to be sure to directly teach you guys that, as some might not have seen this for a very long time. Some of you guys might be learning this right now, so it just depends. I just think anytime math is involved, it's always nice to get a review, because even me, whenever I look back at math stuff, it sometimes will take me a little bit to remember. So linear equations are lines. So when you look at a linear equation on a graph, it'll just be a straight line. There are two different forms that a linear equation can be written in. The first is slope-intercept form. Looks like this: y equals mx plus b. And then this is point-slope form. It might be something like y minus 4 is equal to 1/2 x plus 8. Slope-intercept form is definitely the form that I'm most familiar with, the y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. To find the slope, you want to do this y value here minus the y value of this point. So as long as you have 2 points on your line, you can figure out the slope. You would take the y of this point, which looks like it's 1, 2. Subtract the y of this point right here, it's a 1. 2 minus 1 gives you the 1 that you see right here. For this right here, for the bottom of your slope, you're doing x1 minus x2. So take this x value is 0. So this is 0 here. This x value is 1, 2, 3, but it's on the left side of the graph, so it's negative. 0 minus -3 gives you a positive 3. So that's where this comes from. So as long as you have 2 points on your graph, you can get your slope. This 2 right here is the y-intercept. That's where your line goes through the y-axis. That's right here at a value of 2. So that's what the slope-intercept form looks like. We can apply this to everyday situations. So let's say that Jessica wants to rent a boat. The rental shop charges an initial fee of $15 plus $12 per hour to rent the boat. This $12 per hour right here, that's what you have as a variable, so that's what's going to go with your x. So if the boat cost was $99, how many hours was the boat rented? If you wanted to solve this, $99 would be your total. That's what would be in for y. 12 is kind of like your variable. It's $12 per hour, so depending on how many hours you have it, it's going to be 12 times that. So your m is going to be 12. That's going to be a rate. So $12 per hour, or it might be like 3 miles per day. It's some kind of rate. That's what you always plug in for m. And then the flat fee always goes in for your b. That's what doesn't change. So here you have an initial flat fee of $15. So you can actually solve this by plugging in 99 is equal to 12x plus 15. You would just move the 15 to the other side, do 99 minus 15 gets 84, and then divide by 12, solve for x, and you could realize that that's 7 hours rented. Sometimes you'll see it written in a slightly different form called point-slope form. Point-slope form is an equation of a line in this form right here. Y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1. So x and y are 1 point on your line. So whatever the x value is, you would plug in right here. Whatever the y value is, you would plug in right here. M is the slope, rise over run. Please, please, please be careful with the signs when plugging the numbers in. So these are negative. If you have a negative, so like let's say your x is negative, the double negative will make it a positive, and you'll have x plus something. So like let's say, for example, your x was -3. That would be x minus -3. You'd end up with x plus 3. So a lot of issues here involve putting in the wrong sign. So please, please be very cautious with that. So an example for a point-slope form, let's say you have an equation that has a point of 3, 4 and a slope of 1/2. What you would want to do, you would want to plug the 3 in here with x minus x1. That 3 is your x1. Your slope is right here, 1/2, and then your 4, since that's your y value, goes right here. It's always x, y. So the x value goes right here, the y value goes right here, slope right here. And it's really just as simple as that. Just be careful, like if this were a -3 or this were a -4, you would need to change that negative to a positive. because if you had y minus -4, that would become y plus 4. So this one's nice and easy because there's no signs.